Good morning, Facebook. Thank you so much for joining me today. Good morning, Instagram. Good morning, students in studio with me today. My name is Erin, and we're here at the studio at Mystic Fitness, both at Trolley Square Live and on Facebook and Instagram. We stream 7 days a week at 9 a.m. So happy you could join me today. If you have a block for your practice, you go ahead and grab it and just put it nearby in case you should need it. If you don't have a block, you could always use like a stack of books or a small stool or something like that. And if there's any other props that you like to use in your practice, go ahead and grab what you need. And then I'll meet you back at your mat. So we'll begin today in a seated position. I invite you to sit in whichever way makes you feel most comfortable to begin. So that could be with your feet folded back and sitting on your heels. You could also choose to sit with your legs crossed in front of you or up on a block. Once you've found your happy place, you'll allow your eyes to start to float closed. And we'll begin to find the ground and settle into the mat here. We'll start by taking some easy breaths in and out through your nose. Just allowing your eyes to be very soft and closed here. Relaxing your forehead, your jaw, allowing your tongue to drop down into the bottom of the mouth, finding a sense of ease through the whole body. We'll breathe down into the belly, let the belly fill, and then we'll release. Breathing in, the belly expands, and then we simply let go. Taking a few more rounds of easy breath. Just allowing yourself to forget about the morning you've had already, any plans that are happening in the future. Bringing all of the awareness onto the breath. Let's take two more here. One last one this way. And we'll begin to activate the exhale on the next round. So we'll inhale down into the belly, even the side ribs start to open. Now as you exhale, pelvic floor lifts up, drawing the lower belly in towards the spine. Relax that effort, breathe into the belly, breathe into your sides, even into your lower back. And as you exhale, we engage pelvic floor, lifting it upward and inward slightly. We'll continue on with this belly bonfire breath. Activating our Mula Bandha, that root lock, drawing the pelvic floor upwards. Also activating Uddiyana Bandha, that's that abdominal lock, as we start to squeeze those deep core muscles in towards the spine. We'll get about 4 more here. Relax and get as big as you can as you breathe in. And then contract and press the air out as you breathe out. Last few rounds here. Last 2. One more. Continuing to breathe mindfully, but you can relax the effort on the exhale. Last breath in stillness. Let's sweep both arms all the way up overhead here. Palms touch above you. As you exhale, we'll draw hands down to heart center. Again, lifting pelvic floor, drawing lower belly in. And and finding a nice tall seat. We'll begin our class by uniting our voices in the sound of Om, and we'll prepare with just one breath. Let's take it in together through the nose and let it out. Inhaling for your Om. Have an amazing class, students. Let's let our eyes float open, and you can just rest your hands down on your legs. We'll begin seated for some spinal warm-ups here. As you inhale, we'll let the shoulders draw back, chest opens. And as you exhale, let's start to curl and round through the upper back, and the hands might come slightly forward. Inhale, slide the shoulders back and arch. Exhale, curl and round, opening up. Get one more this way. Good. We'll start to add our arms now. As you inhale, sweep the arms open to a place that feels good. As you exhale, we'll curl, maybe grabbing opposite elbows and opening up through the upper back. Inhale, let's open back up. Exhale, curl, open up shoulders and upper back. We'll get two more. Maybe starting to activate the exhales once again, drawing lower belly in and up as you exhale. Here's our last one. Now we'll inhale the arms up overhead, fingertips touch. Exhale, twist over to the right, pull the elbows down. Let's inhale back up through the center, stretch up. Exhale to the left. We'll continue to go side to side. As we twist, we're drawing lower belly in and up and getting nice and tall. Inhale, relax the effort, big breath. Exhale, twist to the left. Let's get one more here, up and over to the right. Let's pause. We can take our right hand behind us and the left hand onto the opposite leg as we hold the twist now. Maybe inhaling, lengthening up. Exhale, twisting maybe a bit more, or just dropping the shoulders down, finding a softness. One more here. Good. Let's unwind on the inhale. Sweep up. Exhale, twist to the other side, fire mudra first. And then we'll take our right hand to the thigh, left hand behind us. Inhale, lengthening, and exhale to twist. Last two breaths here. Good, one more. Nice, let's inhale all the way back up again, big reach. Exhale, hands draw back to heart center. Let's come on to hands and knees to continue here. So we'll take the knees just under the hips, and your hands can either be directly under the shoulders or slightly more forward here. We're going to come into our tabletop hover to start to find the strong core muscles we've been created. We'll curl the toes under here and begin to really press all fingertips into the ground. Squeeze pelvic floor in and up to help support your spine. And then begin to lift your knees just a little bit up off the ground. So we want to really press the hands firmly here, finding a length through the spine. We can keep the knees just hover just a little bit. Take one more breath in and out. And we're going to take those knees down, tops of the feet to the floor. Let's take the right leg back now, extend it back. We'll curl the toes underneath as we just start to stretch the calf. So start to press back a little bit here. As you inhale, you can come back, forward, roll forward on the toes. Exhale, pressing back. Let's just get two more. Inhale, forward, stretch out the back of the feet. Exhale, press back. One more time. Inhale, come on forward. Exhale, press it on back. Coming back to a more neutral sensation here, extending that back leg up now, lifting it for your extended tabletop position. Reconnect back into low belly and pelvic floor. And then maybe we reach the opposite arm forward. At any time, this arm can come right back down. Let your gaze come straight down to wherever it would naturally land. We'll flow just a few times. Take an inhale to prepare. As you exhale, knee in, maybe elbow comes in as well. Let's do it again. Inhale nice and long. Exhale, crunch it in. One more time. Let's come back to our extended tabletop balancing. And then we'll just take the arm down, legs going to stay up. Let's curl the back toes under. Here's a little challenge. Let's try to hover our tabletop with just one leg. So just lift that knee up a little bit off the floor. From here, we'll find a three-leg dog. Inhale, stretch up and back. Big, long stretch for the whole body. And then we'll place that leg back down in downward facing dog. Take a moment to pedal out the feet, pressing firmly into all 10 fingers. Head is very, very heavy here. One last breath in and out here. And let's make our way back down onto the floor. Knees drop and sit back on your heels. We're just going to back off the wrists for a moment. Make two fists. Start to circle them out. You can lift the arms up here and stretch through the shoulders. You can start to reach them out to the side as you circle. Maybe shake them out a little bit. And now we're going to make our way back into tabletop position to try that on the other side. Find the stability first. And then we're going to take the left leg back this time. Stretch it on back. We're going to take the toes down on the floor. Press back to stretch through the calf. As you inhale, we'll come a little bit forward. Keep active in the fingertips. Exhale, press it back. Stretching out the calf and the back of the foot there. One more time. Let's come back to neutral. Really feel the core wake up again. And then lift the extended leg up so it's in line with your body. You want to try to keep those toes all pointing down. And then maybe the opposite arm reaches up, but know that any time it comes right back down. Hold for one breath. Get ready to flow. Inhale, stretch long. Exhale, tuck it in. Last two. Inhale, stretch long. Exhale, tuck it in. Last one. Good. Come back to your extended table. Pause. We'll drop just the hand down, getting ready for our single leg tabletop hover, curling the back toes under. Squeeze low belly, knee lifts up just an inch or so to prepare. And then on your next inhale, stretch up and back to three-leg dog. Big breath. On your exhale, come back to down dog. Pedal out the feet. Pressing always, whenever you're on the hands, fully into the perimeter of the hand. Maybe the very center of your palm starts to come up just a little. We'll take two more breaths here. You can continue to pedal your feet or enjoy a little stillness. And now we'll come towards the front of the mat. Let's inhale, prepare, look where you're going with bent knees. Exhale, step the feet up towards your hands. Let's inhale for a half lift. Engage belly. Hands are on the shins. Nice long spine. Exhale, bow it down. Let's try that just one more time. Inhale, long spine, hands onto the shins. You want to make sure crown of your head is reaching forward. No need to look forward here. One more breath in. When your exhale is ready, we will soften and fold. Let's move a little here. Maybe we're shaking off any last little bits of tension or any thoughts that are still plaguing you. If it feels better to bring your hands onto some blocks here or rest your forearm on your thighs for more support, always do you. Throughout your practice today, you are welcome to modify, skip poses that aren't working for you, or take any other variations that seem better. We'll take two more breaths here in our fold, whatever it looks like. One more. Let's get ready to sweep up. Inhale, rise all the way up and the palms touch. Exhale, hands draw to heart center. Thanks, Amy. She's my head chopped off a bit. Perfect. Can you move the Instagram one for me also? Just a little bit. Perfect. All right, let's go. Feet are right underneath the hips in mountain pose, lightly engaging low belly in and pelvic floor up. Let's find our core strengths on salutation A. Inhaling, arms sweep above us. Let's look up. Exhale, soften the knees, bow down. Inhale, back to half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, and we're stepping on back to downward facing dog. We're trying to wave through our plank. To find it, we'll inhale, bend the knees, lengthen spine. Exhale, curl the hips up and roll into that plank position. Inhale here. As you exhale, drop the knees and then your whole self slowly down to the ground. Tuck your chin. Inhale, cobra with the strength of your upper back. Exhale, press your way up and back to downward facing dog. Take an inhale and an exhale. One more round. We'll flow through that again. Let's inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Exhale, walk your feet up towards your hands. Let's inhale, rise, and exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, palms touch. Exhale, hands draw to heart center. Before our second set, coming into our chair pose, feet hips width apart. We'll take the inhale to rise up tall. As you exhale, we'll sit back towards that chair position. And bring the arms forward here at first. That'll help you be able to draw the hips back. You want a nice natural curve to your spine here, so it's not completely straight. We're going to take the arms out to the side here. Really open up your fingers. 3 breaths in and out. 2 more. Upper back strength, squeeze the elbows. Last breath. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, softly bow down. Let's flow again. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, find down dog. Step it on back. Bend your knees. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, roll into your plank position. Inhale here. As you exhale, let's drop the knees. This time, maybe a modified chaturanga, lowering just halfway down with the shoulders higher than elbows or to the floor. Inhaling either to up dog if you went for chaturanga or cobra here. And exhale, take it up and back. Downward facing dog. Deep breath. Let it out. One more round. Good. Let's take the right leg high to the sky. Sweep it up. You can keep it long and straight, or this time bend your knee to open up the hip, stacking the right hip over the left. Take another breath in and out. Let's inhale it back up again. Exhale, knee into the nose. Pick up the hips. We'll try that one more time. Inhale, slide it up. Exhale, draw it forward. Lower belly helps get it there. Now we'll step to the right hand. Coming to warrior one. Back heel will drop down. Feet are hips width apart here. Use your front spine to help you lift up to protect your lower back. We're going to take the arms up overhead here. We're going to move the shoulders a little bit here to kind of get rid of those cobwebs that we might have in the shoulders. Let's inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, bend it. Palms forward, elbows down. Now inhale, straighten your arms up, palms back. Exhale, come on down. Last 2, inhale, reach up. Exhale, open. One more. From here, we will stay, taking your fingers towards the back of the head, kind of lifting up on the back of the head here, lengthening through the back of the spine, getting a little traction by pressing hands into head, and the head into the hands. Elbows are lifting upward. One more breath. Inhale, arms up to sky. Exhale, reach them out and around to interlace behind you. Inhale, roll the heart open. As you exhale, bow to the inside of your leg to humble your warrior. Take a few rounds of breath here. Trying to hover to the inside of the leg. Both feet are bearing your weight equally. Last two. Last one. Inhale back to warrior one. Press into the front foot. Release your hands once you get there. And as you exhale, hands come down to the floor. Step your way back to downward facing dog. Take a breath in and out. Let's try the other side. Inhale, left leg sky high. Maybe you open up the hip. Your choice. You could always keep it straight. You could always just stay in down dog instead of staying in three legs. Let's all sweep the leg up and back here now. Exhale for our tiger curl. Lower belly helps you draw the leg in and up. Pick up the hips. One more only. Inhale, take it high. Exhale, lift it forward up as high as you can to the chest. Step to the left hand. Same thing here, warrior one. Back heel drops down, back foot is on an angle here. Let's lift up. Make sure you like where your feet are. Feel free to adjust so that your shoulders and hips point forward. Let's inhale up. Exhale, bend your knees, squeeze the elbows down. Inhale, rotate palms to face back, elbows forward. Exhale to bend. Last two. Last one. Again, taking fingertips towards the back of the head. Maybe even kind of lifting them up the sides of the neck to get a little extra stretch there. Hands and head press towards each other, opening up through the chest. You want to press evenly into the both feet. Outer edge of back foot presses firm. One more here. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, they reach out and around nice and long to interlace at low back. Inhale, open heart. Exhale, humble warrior. 3 breaths here. 2 more. And 1. On the inhale, rise up again, warrior 1, release hands. Exhale, hands to front foot, step your way back, downward facing dog. We'll stay for 3 breaths. It's good to bend your knees at least at first to help lengthen the spine. Then you can start to straighten out the legs if you wish to get a little bit more into the hamstrings. We'll take one last round here. All right, let's travel forward. Inhale, look where you're going and bend the knees. Exhale, step your feet up. Let's inhale back to half lift. And exhale to fold it down. Inhale, rise all the way. Palms touch above you. Lift your heart. Exhale, hands heart center. We're coming back to our chair pose here. We'll inhale the arms up overhead. And exhale, let's sit back into chair, bringing the arms forward. We're going to take our flame mudra, fingertips touch here. Take an inhale. As you exhale, let's spin over to the right. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, spin left. 2 more. One last one each way. Use the exhale and the elbows to help draw back and twist through mid-spine. Last one over to the left side. Let's come back to center chair for a moment. One more breath in and out. Inhale, rise up. We're going to back off just for a moment to find a side bend. Lift up and over towards the right side or whatever side you like. You want to make sure that your top arm isn't crunching your ears. You want to retract that shoulder down the back a bit. One more here. Let's switch. Inhale, rise tall. Exhale, up and over, opposite side. You want to press evenly into both feet, still drawing up through the front spine. One more here. Maybe your deepest stretch. Let's inhale back to the middle and exhale, hands to heart center. So coming back to that chair again, lots of chairs today. I hope you like them. Let's take the arms up overhead. Exhale, sit the hips back, arms forward. So we're going to come back to a revolved chair. So this time we're going to take our left arm across the legs, kind of create a tabletop. Try to keep the knees in line with each other and don't let your legs move here. We'll take the right hand onto the hip as we begin to twist to the right. Keeping everything else the same, you might start to reach your arm up to the sky. So keeping the arm on the thighs is going to help us be able to take the hips back, find a deeper seat. This is a beautiful strengthening posture. Let's get another breath here. Last one. Okay, let's inhale back to center chair. We're staying bent. Other side, taking your right arm across the thighs. You can hold onto the outer thigh there. Start to twist to the other side. Reach your arm up if you like. Last three. Last two. Last one. Good. Let's inhale, release, come nice and tall. Exhale, forward fold, super soft knees. Maybe you grab opposite elbows here for ragdoll. Your head can shake out, your whole body can sway. Allow the weight of your arms to help loosen up the shoulders. If this is serving you and feels great, stay here. If you want to try a different variation this morning, you can take your hands here to the back of the head, interlacing your fingers, kind of right at the base of the skull. And again, you can kind of press your hands and head into each other, creating a little extra traction for the neck. We'll stay for another 3. Another 2. And 1. Nice. Let's release our hands to the floor. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, rise all the way, palms touch. And exhale, draw hands to heart, lower belly draws in. Coming to the top of the mat, if you are not already there, we will find mountain pose, feet are hips width apart. Hands are alongside the body, the palms face forward, shoulders are drawing down. We'll come into our airplane pose today, balancing on the right leg first. We'll begin by taking hands to hips and just lifting the left knee forward. So we want to find this lifted knee balance first. From there, you can either just take your arms out to the side right away, or for a little more action in the abs, we're going to lift them up overhead. One more breath here. Inhale, prepare for airplane. Exhale, start to bend the standing leg as you press the left foot back. So our airplane has a slight heart opening element to it. So notice that you've got a little bit of a bend into the back. Back toes are pointing down. We often do airplane and warrior 3 kind of interchangeably, but there are some subtle differences. We'll work both of those today. So find this little bit of a heart opener, nice long wings. And then finally, we will land our left foot to the back of the mat in our crescent lunge. Toes land, heel up, arms up, shoulders retract down on exhale. One more breath. Good. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, warrior 2. Back heel drops, and we spread our arms wide open. Check in with your knee and your toes. They want to point in the same direction, making sure that the knee is not falling inward, and spread your arms nice and wide. I'll take one more breath here. Final breath in warrior 2, maybe pressing into the outer edge of the back foot. Coming to our extended side angle, take your right forearm onto the right thigh and take the left arm up to the sky. We're going to work on a bind today, so we'll turn the top hand to face behind us. Bend your elbow and take your hand to your lower back. This is your half bind and plenty for most of us. If you would like to try a full bind, it would look like this. Your right arm reaches underneath your leg from the front and interlacing your hands underneath the thigh. We're still trying to keep the heart open. Since we humbled our warrior, our hips might be a little looser. You might be able to get this today. Good. Last breath. Release your binds. Inhale. Exhale. Let's come back to warrior two. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale to five-pointed star. Pick up your right toes. Pivot on your heel. Let's inhale, open up, lift up tall. Exhale, forward fold. Soften the knees. Hips come back. Let's rest here for a moment. We'll be here for 4 more rounds of breath. You can grab the outsides of your feet if you'd like to come a little deeper, or you can bring your hands onto blocks for less. Last 2. Last one. Good. Let's inhale and find our half lift. We're just walking our hands over towards the right foot here. So let's walk them over. Pivoting on your feet to walk our way back to downward facing dog. Take one breath here. And let it out. Let's try it from the top. Inhale, look forward, knees bend. Exhale, walk your feet up towards your hands. Inhale for half lift. Exhale, soften, fold down. Let's inhale and rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center, finding mountain pose with hands at Namaste. Take a moment. Coming to balance at the front of the mat again. This time we will settle our weight into the left foot. Either keeping hands here or taking them to hips, we'll begin to lift the right knee. Still energizing up through low belly. See if you can stretch up a little taller. Either taking arms out to the side right away, or just for a little moment of ab strength, lifting them up. One more round. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, airplane. Start to press your foot back. You can bend your standing leg as much as you need to. If you need to take it easy, you could just let the toe reach down and still open up the heart. Then maybe you lift it up a little or a lot. Let your gaze be wherever it is, neutral to the floor. Stare at one spot to help you balance. Getting ready to land. When you are ready, toes land to the back of the mat, arms reach up. This is our crescent lunge. Roll the shoulders open a little bit. One more inhale. Exhale, warrior two on the left side. Feet in line with each other here. Feel the inner thighs spread open. Your drishti becomes your left thumb. That's your focal point. One more breath. Good. Let's find extended side angle. Left forearm onto the thigh. Right arm to sky. Try to find that nice long line from the back foot out the crown of the head. Turning your top palm to face behind, bend elbow, half bind. Try to still keep spinning open towards the long end of mat. Either staying here, if you want to try your full bind, left arm reaches under to grasp your hand somewhere underneath. Once you grasp it, try to open yourself back up. Takes a little extra strength in the legs, a lot more in the shoulder. One more round. Let's release our binds. Inhale, And exhale, stay here. Inhale up, warrior two. Exhale, five-pointed star. Pick up your left toes, pivot on the heel. Coming back to taking hands either to just interlace behind you, or for something slightly different, maybe you find reverse namaste. Some might be able to come to a full namaste with the fingers pointing up. In either case, feet parallel to edges of mat. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hinge and bow forward. If you do have the palms touching together, we're pressing them energetically together, however, not overdoing it. Feel free to release the grip completely, or even if you started with reverse namaste or namaste, opting to just interlace fingers if that feels more appropriate. Last two here. One more. Let's release our hands down to the floor. Inhale to half lift. And then we'll walk our hands over to the left foot, picking up the toes, pivot on the heel, pivot on the back foot too. And now we'll step our way back to downward facing dog. Look forward, inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, wave and roll into plank. Pause for the inhale. Exhale, drop the knees, lower either to the floor or chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, low belly helps you come up and back to down dog. One more breath in. And out. Let's take a breather. Take the knees down to the floor. Spread them out towards the edges. Big toes touch. Begin to let your hips settle back. You can wiggle your way a little side to side here. We're going to find a shoulder stretch in our child's pose, taking the right arm, thread it underneath you. You can just let the weight of your body help open up that shoulder. You can work with the palm facing up, which is less. Could turn it down, but I prefer to keep mine up here. Forgetting about the past and just enjoying the present moment. Last few rounds here. Good, one more. As you inhale, you'll take that arm out, reach it forward, and let's try the other side, threading that arm underneath. You can let your cheek come to the floor, however you're most comfortable here for your head. A few more here. Trying to breathe into your belly and then all the way up into your shoulders. Out again. And one more. Okay, let's take that arm out. Reach it for the front of the mat. Coming up onto hands and knees. Curl your toes under. Press your fingertips to the floor. Hover your table. Pressing fingers, squeezing low belly, squeeze pelvic floor. And back to down dog, hips lift. Big breath here. Let it out. Traveling to the front, inhale, look forward and knees soften. Exhale, walk your feet to the hands. Let's inhale halfway and exhale, fold down. One more round. All right, inhale, rise. Sweep up all the energy of the room. Offer it to the sun. And then take the sun energies into the heart. Hands to the heart here. Okay, coming now into our warrior three, and we'll see the difference between that and our airplane. Making yourself Nice and solid in your mountain pose, feet under hips. We'll begin with hands at heart center. Make sure you feel that support for the spine. Balancing again on the right leg first. We will take the left leg up, bend your knee. When you're ready here, keeping hands at heart center, we're going to press the leg back, bend your standing leg, and kick it back. So here we're trying to be more of a T, with the body more parallel to the floor and no back bend here. Keeping hands at heart center might be better to keep the energy kind of drawn inward, or you could start to try to extend your arms forward. Take another 2. Breathe it. Coming back to lifted knee, hands to heart. Inhale, stand up, take that back knee forward and up. And drop it down, mountain pose. Can kick out the standing leg or just kind of shake off whatever you need to shake off there. Get out of your head. And we're going to try the other side. Once your arms have decided they've had enough and you're ready, you will find your way back into mountain. Gather yourself here, ground and center. Hands come to heart center, bouncing on left leg. Start to take the right knee up, super tall. As you're ready, standing knee bends a bit so you can begin to press the right foot back, trying to eliminate that back bend. Nice long spine here. Take all the time you need to find it. Option to keep hands at heart or begin to reach them forward. As you're reaching them forward, we're still trying to retract the shoulders down the back. Last 2. Last breath. Returning to lifted knee, hands to heart center. Inhale, back knee lifts up. And exhale, back to Tadasana mountain pose. Maybe you close your eyes, shake it off. You can shake your standing leg. You can do a little hula hoop action. So whatever you kind of need here. If you're hula hooping, just go both ways. Knees bend as they normally, naturally would. And we'll start to settle back in towards the middle. Feeling nice and loose again after that strong, solid balance. Let's come back up to the top of the mat and flow together for one last time. Inhale, the arms stretch up nice and tall. Exhale, hinge at the hips, knees bend. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, walk your way back. Downward facing dog. Let's take 2 breaths here. And one more. Inhale, right leg to sky. Exhale, bend knee, open hip if it serves you. One breath here. Let's inhale and take it high and back. Exhale, knee in towards chest as we make our way to lizard. We step to the outside of the right hand and drop the back knee down. If the back knee needs more cushion, you can roll the edge of your mat in, like so, to do that. You want to start to dial your toes out towards an angle. You could also come to the edge of the right foot. You could stay here or begin to drop down onto your forearms. If that seems a little too deep, you could take forearms onto a block. So the hips are nice and loose, but we are engaging our belly enough if needed. If you're pretty cozy here with relaxed belly, that's cool. But if you ever feel like there's too much at the lower back, see if just pulling that in and up a little bit helps provide the support you need. Maybe you close your eyes as you just be here. Looking good. Option to stay as you are or add a twist and a quad stretch. So to get there, you might need to come back up onto both hands. You'll then bend the left leg. Reach around with the right hand to see if you can grab the foot. If you can't grab it, you could leave it down and just find the twist, leaving your hand on the thigh. If you had a strap, you could work with the strap to help you here. Start to pull the foot in. 2 breaths in and out. If this isn't working for you, you could always just lay down on your side to get your quad stretch if you prefer. One more here. Release your back leg and take your hand back down to the ground. We're going to wiggle the right leg back inside the hands. Curl the back toe and lift your knee. Let's inhale back to 3-leg dog on the right. Sweep it up, give it a little shake out, and then down dog. And we'll do the other side, same deal. Left leg sweeps high. Option to open the hip if that's feeling good. On your next in-breath, we go to a 3-leg dog. Exhale, knee in towards chest, and then step to the outside of the left hand. Right knee drops down, top of the foot down. Dialing your left toes out, so they're probably pointing maybe towards 11 or 10 o'clock possibly. And making your way into your version of lizard, either with the sole of the foot down or you're on the edge. Try to relax anything that's not needed to hold you here. So that's definitely your face, right? So no worried little brows. Let's relax. Last 3. Inhaling into your belly and all the way up to the shoulders. Exhaling it all the way. One more. Option to stay in your lizard or add the twist in the quad stretch by coming back up onto the hands. Bend the back knee. Reach around with the left hand to try to grab it. And then pull the foot in. Breathing long and slow. A few more here. Two more. One more. We'll release our foot. Hand drops down. Wiggle your foot back inside both hands. Pick up the back toes and the back knee. Let's sweep the left leg, 3-leg dog. Give it a little shake. And make your way back to down dog as you're ready. No rush there. Last few breaths in and out. Last down dog of class. But we're still working it like it's our very first one. Final round of breath. On your next inhale, let's look forward, bend the knees. And exhale, roll into your plank. Big breath in and out. We're going to hold this for a moment to give our hands a break, but nothing else. We're going to come on down to the forearms. We've only got 3 breaths to go. You can always take your knees down for less or keep them up for more. Last few. And last one. Let's find Sphinx. First of our back bends on the ground. Drop the knees, tops of the feet down. Then the thighs and the pelvis descend. You want your forearms to be parallel to the edges of your mat. Your fingers nice and open. I call them monster hands when I teach the kids. Big open paws. Press your fingers into the floor enough to help you find the traction you need to open up the chest. Shoulders draw down from the ears. Lower belly is still drawing inward and upward as if you were trying to lift internally up off the ground. So we are not moving, but we're trying to almost pull ourselves through the arms a bit just to increase that traction in the spine. Last few. One more breath. Let ourselves come down onto the belly. We'll take a quick pause. Face your head in one direction. Arms can come back and rest. You can bend your knees and flip-flop your feet for a moment if that feels nice for your lower back. You can swing them around in little semicircles or even full circles. And then we're going to continue here on the belly to open up the back and strengthen it. So this time, we'll take our forehead or our chin down. Hands are wherever you can get them, either in front of the shoulders or back a little bit further, maybe under the shoulders. Pressing the tops of the feet and your knees into the ground. Take an inhale to prepare, and as you exhale, you're going to curl and lift up, drawing yourself again through the arms. So now we're up a little bit higher. Try to keep the elbows in. If you feel any strain in your lower back, you want to come down. Maybe not all the way, but backing off. Keep pressing to the tops of the feet. It might not look like a lot, but it feels like a lot, I know. Last in-breath. Exhale, lower down slowly. Hands reach back to give your arms a break. Head faces opposite direction. You can bend your knees again and find a little movement if that feels good. Always feels good for me. And then we have our final back bending posture of class today. Incorporating our bind here, we'll take the head down, feet hips width apart. Start to reach hands behind you and interlace. You could use a strap or towel if you can't quite make that connection here. Take an inhale to prepare, and as you exhale, we're going to lift the feet and the chest this time. So we're trying to keep our feet hips width apart. Don't splay the legs open so much. Actively draw back with your hands. Keeping the thighs up maybe off the ground. Toes are wide open. A lot of happy action in the toes. Last 2 breaths here. One more. Final inhale, maybe coming up slightly higher. And exhale, release. Bring your arms straight out from the shoulders, palms down. And we're going to rest here in a nice stretch for the chest, shoulders, and hips. Let's bend the right knee so the sole of the foot faces up. And then you're going to roll over onto the left side and reach your right foot behind you so it kind of lands on the floor behind the extended leg. You can bring a little block up underneath your head here to keep your spine more in line, or the entire spine, I should say. So the cervical spine all the way down to the lumbar spine here. Just let yourself be. You can close your eyes. Filling up with breath. Letting it out. We'll take several more here. Super long inhales. Complete exhales. And just enjoying the space you're in. Last breath here. Let's switch sides. So as we inhale, we will very carefully roll back onto the belly. Opposite leg, left leg bends, sole of the foot points up. Roll to the right side. Maybe you can place the sole of the left foot on the floor. And we stay. Just trying to relax as much as possible here. Last 3 full breaths in and out and in and out. One more. Let's roll back onto the belly. And then we'll come back into a child's pose. Knees out to the side, big toes touch, or if you would like, you could bring the knees together. Bringing the knees together might provide you the support your lower back is craving. If you do choose to spread the knees wide, spine will be long and the hips are opening up. We'll take 3 breaths here. Two more. And one more. Let's make our way back onto hands and knees and then transition onto your back. We'll take the knees onto the chest when we first arrive. You can close your eyes, rock a bit side to side. Little sigh of relief in the studio here. Don't breathe easy yet. No, just kidding. You can start to stir your knees a couple times, one hand onto each one, open them away from each other and then back inward. And then we're going to do the same thing in the opposite direction. So continuing here to strengthen the back chain of the body, we're finding some glutes bridges today. So for these, instead of really just working on the flexibility of the spine at first, it's more about strengthening. So we'll take the feet just underneath the knees, hips width apart, and hands alongside you. We'll take just a few here together to begin. So take an inhale, you're going to press up and lift, and then exhale, lower it down. And let's just try a couple more. You're going to lift up and take it down. And take another one here and down, continuing. Now, if this feels like a lot of work, you're going to stay this way. But if you think you want a little extra, you're going to lift your left foot up and do them just with one leg. So here we go, lifting up and coming down. We press up and exhale, lower it down. For several more. Inhale and exhale. Last 4. Last 3. Last 2. We're going to hold this one up. Either keeping the leg up, or if it needs to come down, it needs to come down. You can stir the lifted ankle if you want to do something to help yourself pass the time. Take one more big breath in and out. Last inhale. As you exhale, lower yourself down and put that foot down on the floor. Nice. So we're going to do the other side, or we can again do both feet down. So if we've got just one leg, let's lift right leg up. And here we go. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. So I kind of wasn't kidding when I said not to have that sigh of relief yet. right? But that's all good. And down. We've got another 4, lower down, and 3, lower down, and 2, and lower down. Hold this one up. Breathe. One more. Final inhale. And exhale, lower it down, both feet to the floor. Soles of the feet touch. Allow your knees to drop open for recline bound angle. If you'd like to add a little length for your spine here, you can take your hands to your thighs and just press the heels of the hands in towards the thigh crease. Just lengthening through the spine here. You can even rock your knees a little bit side to side if that feels good. You can continue that or take your last several breaths just resting with hands alongside you. Breathing in and out. Completely releasing your body to the earth. So we find a balance of work and rest. Sprinkling in that element of play. Last 3. Last 2. And last 1. Take both knees in. Give yourself a little squeeze. You can rock a bit side to side. And we're coming back in now to drop the feet down to the floor, but this time finding your figure 4 stretch for the hips. We'll cross the right ankle over on top of the left leg. We can again stay with your foot on the floor and hands onto the thighs to provide that little extra spinal traction for the low spine. Or if you would like to now, you could thread your right hand in between your legs and interlace both hands behind the left leg as you start to draw the knees in. You can stay here and just be in stillness, or you can invite a gentle circle into the knee that's drawing into the chest. And if you're circling, you can explore circling both ways. And then maybe eventually spending your last few moments here in stillness, trying to keep your head down, shoulders and tailbone down. Last few here. And one more. Let's take our foot to the floor, switch sides, right foot to the floor now. Left ankle crosses over on top of the right. Either staying with your right foot on the floor and maybe adding that spinal traction again, pressing the tops of the hips down or interlacing fingers behind the right leg and drawing the legs in. You can make those gentle circles. Another slight adjustment you could make here would be to press your left elbow a little bit into the left inner thigh. Not to overdo the stretch in the hip, but just to subtly aid it. Last several breaths here. Last 3. And 2. And one more. Let's drop that foot back to the floor and both feet to the floor. From here, we're coming into our supported back bend. So grabbing your block, or if you're at home, you could always use a pillow or a couch cushion, anything that you can roll up. We'll lift our hips up. Place your block either on the lowest height or possibly the medium height. You want it under your sacrum. That's the flat part in between your waist and the tailbone. And then once you've found a place that feels good for you, you'll just allow your arms to lay to the side. You can even walk your feet slightly more forward and separate them a little wider than hips width. So we're just completely relaxing the front side body. Let your eyes close as you stay here. Just going to turn the lights down for our studio folks. Maybe checking in again with your forehead, unfurrowing your eyebrows, relaxing them. Relaxing your shoulders and arms. Fingers find a natural, comfortable curl. It might feel good as you're here to stretch your arms long and back behind you and just let the arms rest. We'll take just the last few here. So there's nothing to do but rest here. Block's doing all the work. One last breath to go. If you did reach your arms long back behind you, let's bring them back alongside the body here. You walk your feet a little bit closer to you if you walk them away, just so that you can move your block to the lowest height. So if you already had it there, no need to move it. If it was medium, you want to take it down. We're going to come into an SI joint reset. This is a lovely exercise you can do anytime you feel something off in your SI joint. That's where your legs attach right into the pelvis here, lower back into the pelvis. We'll start to take the right knee in, just like we were going into our wind relieving posture, and stretch the left leg very long. We're trying to flex that foot and really press to get a lot of length through both legs. So before we go anywhere else, we're just going to stay. Use the strength of your arms to take the right knee in. Take another breath. And we're going to start moving the long leg, tapping it out 3 times and then back in. As you're doing this, you still want to keep it really long and lengthened. So let's give it a go. Out to the side, we've got 3, 2, and 1. And they're very light taps, and then back in. 3, 2, and 1. And then let's do it again. 3, 2, and 1. And back in. 3, 2, and 1. And one last one. 3, 2, and 1. And last time, drawing it in, and in. One last big squeeze of the knee and push of the opposite leg. And then we'll take the right foot to the floor with the knee bent to take the left knee into the chest to set up for the other side. Interlace your fingers on your shin. Extend the right leg. Take a moment here just to really stretch actively. Both feet flexed here, maybe to intensify it. One more before we move. And let's take the right leg out for our taps. 3, 2, and 1. Back in. 3, 2, and 1. 2 more times. Out. 3, 2, and 1. And in. 3, 2, and 1. Last one. 3, 2, 1. Tap it in, in, and in. Last big stretch. Pull the knee. Press the opposite foot. And we'll extend both legs long, both arms up and back maybe here. Just completely unload your weight. Shoulders rest, arms rest, everything rests. Big belly, chest breaths in and out. Breathe into the belly and the low back and out. 2 more full breaths. Try to expand the belly, the side ribs, lower back and out. 1 more. We'll start to take the feet back in so that we can just gently lift ourselves up off your block, set it off to the side. Making your way into Shavasana, either with legs extended long, or if it serves you better to put your feet on the floor and bend your knees. That could feel really nice for lower back here. Just allowing ourselves to absorb all the benefits of our practice. Softening your face and shoulders. Softening the mind and the heart. Making space for any thoughts that come to come. Can allow them to be there without engaging with them. Making room for any emotions to be there. Just bearing witness to them. Staying just peacefully here. Maybe taking notice of the types of thoughts that come in, but also the voice that accompanies them. Noticing if you talk to yourself in a kind voice or a not so kind voice. Most probably you talk to yourself both ways, right? Depending upon the moment. But again, just being aware of it can help make the changes. We can't change anything without being aware of what's going on. So that's the first step. Just being open and curious, treating yourself with love and acceptance. Breathing in and letting go. Staying here in bliss. I invite you to stay just as you are for the remainder of our class this morning. Let's just simply close by taking the right hand over the heart and then the left hand over on top of the right. Holding yourself here, sending love and healing energy from your hands deep into your core. We'll prepare for our Om with a single breath in together. Let's take it now. Inhale and release. And inhaling for Om. I thank you so much for joining me today, Facebook and Instagram, and all the students here in the studio with me. I wish you nothing more than peace and love and all the good things. Let's bow to each other and honor with the word Namaste. Have a great Thursday, everybody. We'll see you again real soon. Thank you.